Hi there, my name is Jazael Bohols, the team leader of Math Group 1 Factor Analysis. The title of our research paper is Development and Validation of Teaching Performance Evaluation Survey in the New Normal. At this moment, I welcome you all to our research presentation. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The members of the team are the following. First, Gablino Ria May. Next, Giling Ricky May. And lastly, Maraviles Danji. The COVID-19 pandemic has a profound effect on how the world operates. It made a difference from what it was originally according to Zhao, Hao and Lee 2020. It changed how we live and interact with one another, how we communicate and work, as well as how we move and travel according to CSSA 2020. The adjustment brought forth by this pandemic provide challenges to the world's varied industries according to Figure It Out 2020. The educational institution is not immune to the changes caused by the pandemic. According to Cochrane and Chetri 2021, this pandemic has caused the most massive disruption to educational systems in human history, affecting approximately 1.6 billion students in over 200 nations. For these changes, universities and colleges have been driven to transition from traditional classroom to online teaching in order to avoid face-to-face interaction according to Kalin et al. 2020. Universities and instructors adjust and quickly change to such a new lifestyle while also finding strategies to meet learning objectives and results and assure good teaching quality according to Wood and Shu 2021. Many teachers, on the other hand, have found promoting quality online classes in a short period of time to be stressful and difficult. Yu et al. 2020. These changes happen in a new setting requires teachers to adapt certain skills. To measure their effectivity, the need of developing up-to-date instrument is a must. Since Socrates, evaluating educators have been an educational practice according to Danielson and McGill 2000. This is because it helps to increase teaching quality and can play an essential role in strengthening higher education institution management according to Chin and Hish 2015. According to Szymanski 1978, there are various aspects that contribute to the effective classroom education, but the teacher is considered as having the largest influence on program effectiveness. As a result, rating teachers' performance appear to be just as crucial as analyzing students' or learners' performance. Statement of the problem. The study aimed to develop and validate a teaching performance evaluation survey in the new normal. Specifically, the instrument will meet the following criteria: A for validity and B for reliability.
Significance of the study. The purpose of this research is to develop a current and up-to-date survey for evaluating teaching performance. This is because during this pandemic, the educational system transitioned from having face-to-face into an online approach of teaching. It would be inappropriate to use the old survey to assess instructors' teaching ability. As the system evolved, new and adapted teaching skills were required. As a result, the requirement for this innovative evaluation survey is essential. The study would benefit to the following. They are the students, the teachers, school administrators, and lastly is the future researcher. Next is the scope and limitation of the study. The study scope was centered in creating and evaluating a timely survey instrument for monitoring instructors' teaching performance. This study's population consists of basically about students enrolled in the first semesters of the academic year 2021-2022. The study's limitation would be the way respondents rate teaching performance in general instead of focusing on one teacher, the teacher A, to be evaluated with. The distribution of the online research questionnaires includes the study's limitations.
At this moment, I will present the Chapter 3 or Methodology of a Research Study. The purpose of this chapter is to outline and explain the procedures used in the development of a teaching performance evaluation survey in the new normal. Information is given concerning the school system involved in the development of the model system, formulation of procedures by joint efforts of the VSU Isabel selected validators and external validators, the instrument used, collection of special data, and the statistical techniques used.
Local of the study. The research was carried out at Pasay State University Isabel campus, where the researchers are currently enrolled. The institute is located at LSU IC Compound Marbel Isabelity. The university is divided into 2 colleges with having 6 departments and a total of 1,200 students. Research sample. The group of sample was selected from this population through convenience sampling. In this research study, since 3 domains and 23 items were constructed and used within the research instrument. The researchers selected 10 participants in a pilot testing and at least 30.75% population of VSU Isabel students in the actual survey. The participants in the study were 369 undergraduate students classified as freshmen, sophomores, or juniors enrolled at academic year 2021 to 2022, first semester at Visayas State University, Isabel.
Next is the research instrument. The research instrument was a questionnaire about the competences of teacher performance. The questions were constructed to cover all competences which derive from reviewing the previous literature and related research studies. The questions were divided into 2 parts. Part 1 represented demographic information and background including name. The name is optional. Gender, age, program, and year level. All of these were in an online format using Google Forms. Part 2 referred to the competences on teacher performance. They were in 23 items with 5 rating scales including the strongly disagree, unsure, or undecided, agree, and strongly agree options.
At this moment, I will discuss the developmental procedures of the study. The discussion group phase of the study led to the development of an evaluation philosophy and a set of premises towards which the evaluation system should be directed. The researchers read varied credible literature intensively. The team met virtually and formalized the philosophy and developed the premises into 3 domains. These domains include course organization, quality of teaching and assessment, and feedback. Under each domain, relevant questions were developed. After the creation of domains and items, the researcher made a consultation with the research advisor. During the consultation, the research advisor corrected the items and revision of the instrument was made after the meetup. When the final revision of the instrument was made, the research advisor advised them to consult the content validators. The researchers, while the guidance of the instructor, consulted to 4 VSU Isabel content experts. After the consultation, the revision of the instrument was made. After it, the instrument was again consulted to external content validators. The external content experts gave their comments about the items on the instruments. After then, the researchers revised again the instrument. This time, the items was reduced from 30 into 23. This is in accordance to the comments and recommendations of the content validators. After the final revision of research questionnaire, the researchers developed the online survey instrument. After it was finished, the researchers conducted their pilot testing. The researchers selected 10 students and randomly face-to-face to be the respondents. During the pilot testing, the respondents gave their comments onto the format of the online survey instrument. After the pilot testing was done, the researchers revised the online instrument using Google Forms and immediately conducted the actual survey.
Statistical method. The study's case emphasis was on the factor reduction. To assist the factor structure of instrument, the researchers used SPSS version 20 to conduct exploration factor analysis or AFA. The structural validity of instrument was then determined using confirmatory factor analysis or CFA with AMOS version 26.
Data analysis. The data collected was analyzed using SPSS 20 and AMOS 26. To determine the factor structure, researchers used an exploratory factor analysis or EFA using principal components analysis. There was no rotation happened in this analysis since there is only one factor extended based on the eigenvalue. In the next stage, confirmatory factor analysis or CFA was used to establish structural validity of the instrument.
At this moment, I will present to you the chapter 4 of our research study, Data Presentation, Analysis, and Interpretation. sampling adequacy for the factor analysis. The data contain no missing values. Furthermore, the Kaiser-Meyer-Okun measures of sampling adequacy T0.978 and Bartlett test of sphericity x squared 253 is equal to 7,838.22. T is less than to 0.001 revealed that the data was suitable for factor analysis.
Confirmatory factor analysis was then undertaken using Amos 26 to establish the structural validity of the instrument. As given in the table 3, CFA resulted in the following indices. CMIN over DF is equals to 3.466 with an acceptable interpretation. CFI is equals to 0.927 with an acceptable interpretation. SRMR is equals to 0.037 with an excellent interpretation, and RMSAA is equals to 0.08 with a terrible interpretation. But according to McCallum, Brownie, and Sugawara 1996, greater than 0.5 interprets or indicates a close fit. 0.05 to 0.08 indicates of reasonable fits, and greater than or equal to 0.09 indicates poor fit. Following is given criteria, RMSAA is equals to 0.08 falls to reasonable fit. With this result, this indicates that the one-factor model obtained by EFA or the exploratory factor analysis was best of the fit. Next is convergent and discriminant validity. With supplementary to model fit indices, estimating composite reliability and average variance extracted, which can be obtained using CFA, is required to assess the scale's validity according to Forner and Larker 1981, Hare et al. 2006. According to Hare et al. 2006, for convergent validity, the factor loading of each item should be greater than 0.7, composite reliability should be at least 0.7, and average variance extracted should be greater than 0.5. The factor loadings obtained from CFA were greater than 0.7, giving evidence for convergent validity. As given in Table 4, composite reliability value for the only one factor for TPES is 0.975, which satisfies the value of 0.7. Average variance extracted for the said factor is 0.633, which satisfies the value of 0.5. Forner and Larker 1981 mentioned that for discriminant validity, the square root of average variance extracted for each construct should be greater than the correlation between the construct and the constructs in the model and should be at least 0.50. From the table 4, it is confirmed that square root of average variance extracted of all the constructs are significantly greater than the interconstructs correlation. This confirms the convergent and discriminant validities of the instrument. In terms of correlation matrix of the MSV, the software ran nothing since the results from EFA or the exploratory factor analysis is only one latent variable.
The researcher concluded that developing a valid and reliable instrument is to assist teaching performance, and the new normal is plausible based on the finding of the analysis. In addition, the researcher's survey instrument is valid and reliable. For recommendation, it is advised that more study be done to look into the other domains of teacher performance rating survey. The study only found that 3 instructional components, which were reduced to 1 by using SPSS 20. It would be preferable if future research covered a broad variety of teaching competencies. In addition, future studies should be based their result in one teacher, Teacher A, who will be evaluated by students during the distribution of instrument.